Who's back, back again? Hey, guess who's back? Ta 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 ta. Drum roll! Guys, Wafula is back. VAWA Queen, Attorney Wafula. What's the other name I'm known by? Dancing Lawyer. It's me. Oh, I did a video, a reels the other day that said it was that song. I don't know, but if you guys are old school clubbers, I used to be a real huge clubber back in the day. That was before I got saved. But there used to be this song. They would go like, "They call me big silly, big belly." Dun 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 dun. Anyway, so I did a reel the other day that said they call her big silly. It was fun. I thought it was so funny. Woo! Anyway, guys, how are you doing? It's me, Attorney Wafula, VAWA Queen, dancing lawyer, big silly. Whichever one you want to call me, that's me. It's me. It's me. I'm happy for you, Test 88. I'm so happy for you. I'm happy for you, Test 88. She said, I got my 10-year green card. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. That's a real testimony right there. So congratulations to Test 88. Congratulations. Guys, periodically I do come on here and I pray with people about the immigration statuses because that's just the area I feel God has put me in. I believe when I pray on things that's on all things immigration, I really have seen that God answers my prayers. So I think I'm going to do one either this month or November. I'm going to come on here and we're going to literally just pray about all immigration issues. So if that sounds like it, that you like it, look out for it. It's probably going to be towards the end of this month or in November, or it may be in December. Really, just whenever I have good time at night. And I'm gonna make it at night because I'll make it at a time when I'm just about to go to sleep. But yeah, congratulations, Test 88. Congratulations. So guys, got this great topic, and I was just sitting here thinking like of the many times people tell me that wow, Wafula, I wish I'd have met you 2 years ago. I wish I'd have met you 4 years ago. I wish I'd have met you 5, 10 years ago when I was going through issues in my marriage. I wish I would have met you that time. And that's basically the topic we're going to discuss today. We're going to discuss 5 things that people tell me they wish they would have known. Because when I discuss these things in a consultation, of course, I discuss much more. People always tell me, dang, where were you when I needed you? Especially for the ones I can't help anymore. So remember, I've done a whole live about that. It's a whole nother topic that I have to discuss another day of people who wait forever to call me. So I'm not talking about those people, but I'm talking about those who genuinely like maybe you went through your issues before VAWA became a thing, before most people even knew about VAWA. Maybe you're one of those people, and maybe now you've seen me after, way after the fact, way after you could have qualified for VAWA, and you schedule a consultation, right? So I'm talking to those people, and I'm talking about those people who come to my consultations telling me, dang, I wish I'd have known you. Okay, so going right into, we're gonna jump right into it. Congratulations, Test 88 again. She got a 10-year green card. Congratulations. All right. I'm assuming it's through VAWA. I'm assuming it's through VAWA, Test 88, but you didn't tell us. But I'm assuming it must have been through VAWA, so congratulations. So now, let me discuss some 5 things people always tell me they wish they knew about VAWA. First of all, we're going to use what Test 88. This is not one of the first 5 things, but we're going to go there because she just said it. With VAWA, you go straight into a 10-year green card. I don't think it gets any better than that. Everyone else who adjusts their status through marriage usually goes into a 2-year conditional green card. Why? Because it's a measure of fighting fraud. But with VAWA, you go straight into a 10-year green card. With VAWA, you go straight into a 10-year green card. We cannot but trust that enough. Okay, so number one, well, that's not even one of the first 5 things, but first of all, just know VAWA takes you straight into a 10-year green card. In other words, usually adjustment of status, the road is like this. It goes, it goes kind of like a snake. But with VAWA, the road is straight through. you're going straight into a 10-year green card. Of course, you also get so many other benefits, of course, like a work permit, travel permit, and protection from deportation. Secondly, so that's just a side point. So the number one thing people always wish they knew about VAWA is that your spouse is not involved. So this is your own application. So if you're in an abusive or toxic relationship, this is your own application. You are filing for yourself with the help of a lawyer. And so if you're filing this application, again, that means your spouse is not involved. This is your own application. You are in control. And along that same point, people also always tell me they wish they knew that you're not harming your spouse in any way by filing for VAWA. So absolutely nothing's going to happen to your spouse because you filed for VAWA. So your spouse could have done the worst thing, could have even raped you, could have done something really criminal to you. No matter what they did, by law, immigration, and even the police, the pupils cannot come after your U.S. citizen spouse or green card holder spouse for anything they might have done wrong to you. It's like that the law states that to encourage you to come forward. So it's like that to encourage you to come forward with any issues you may have. So again, number one, if your spouse did anything wrong to you, they cannot be prosecuted. So you would not be harming your spouse in any way by filing for VAWA. Okay. Along also that same number one point, I also want to remind you that with VAWA, this is your own application. You are in charge. You're filing this for yourself, of course, with the help of a lawyer because you don't know how to do it. Right, so a lawyer is involved because of the fact that the lawyer, at least a VAWA lawyer, would know exactly how to do it. But this is your own application; you're in charge. So that's number one. On that point, also someone just asked me what is VAWA. So VAWA stands for Violence Against Women Act, but it doesn't apply to only women like the word says. It applies to both men and women, and I've said it so many times before, but I'm gonna say it again because I'm still also always getting new followers who don't know about VAWA. It applies to both men and women, all right? And most of our clients, I would say 98% now, about 98% of our clients are actually men. So a lot of my clients are men. It doesn't mean I don't consult with women. I consult with women all the time, but for some reason, women really hesitate to file for VAWA, whereas men don't. This is not a generalization. I'm just speaking through experience now. When I consult with a man who's abused, they jump at it. They say, sign me up. They say, when can we start? Whereas a lot of women, this is, again, very sad to say, will usually say, give me time to think about it. I'm not sure. I don't want to hurt him. I don't want to hurt her. Sometimes a same-sex marriage. I don't want to hurt him. I don't want to hurt her. Women usually hesitate to file for VAWA, even though they're super abused, even though they might have even experienced physical abuse. They might have experienced the worst abuse. But the average woman who's abused usually will really hesitate to file for VAWA. Okay, and I don't know why, because they don't want to hurt their husbands or their spouses. But when it's the flip side, when it's a man who's being abused, men jump at it. They jump at it. And that's why I guess most of my clientele are men. So I say this not to make women feel bad. If you're one of those women, I say this to encourage you, to let you know, like if the coin was flipped, your spouse would be filing for VAWA. Okay? If the coin was flipped and you were the one abusing your spouse, your male spouse will file for VAWA as soon as they talk and consult with me. So if you're a female who's being abused in your relationship and you know it, and you've even consulted with me or a good VAWA lawyer before, and you're hesitating, please let this be a reminder to you. File it, and file it now. Okay? And I want to remind you on my first point, one of the things people always say they wish they knew is, if you file for VAWA, you're not harming your spouse. Okay? So for women who are afraid of filing for VAWA because you think you're going to hurt your male spouse or your female spouse, you're not. The law states that they cannot be harmed. And practically speaking, I've never seen it actually happen. So I've never seen it happen where your spouse, where you harm your U.S. citizen or your green card holder spouse by filing for VAWA. It doesn't happen. It's just, even practically speaking, I can tell you, Nothing's going to happen to your spouse. Even if they did the worst thing to you, nothing's going to happen to them. So you don't have to be worried about harming them in any way. Okay, so number one, nothing is going to happen to your spouse because you filed for VAWA. You're not harming your spouse in any way. And also on number one point, this is your own application. You're only you're involved with the help of a lawyer. So basically everything is going to go to your lawyer's address. Okay, so that's number one. Has 2 points. Number one point people always wish they knew is you're not harming your spouse in any way, but filing for VAWA, your U.S. citizen or green card holder spouse, that is, or partner sometimes. And second, people always also wish second point of that number one is people always wish that they knew that it's your own application and that basically everything's going to go to your lawyers there, so it's very confidential. All right, number two, people always wish they knew that VAWA doesn't have to include physical evidence. So there's so many people who follow me for VAWA, by the way, who, for instance, some people even who are following me now may not have even known that the fact that, like, to qualify for VAWA, you don't need evidence of physical violence. Okay, so in other words, your spouse doesn't have to be slapping you every day or beating you or choking or slapping you or beating you. No physical abuse is required. So the abuse you experienced could have been totally emotional, could have been totally psychological, could have been totally sexual. Okay, it could be totally digital. There's digital abuse. A spouse blowing you up all the time at night when you're trying to sleep, blowing you up or blowing you up at work. So there's all sorts of other abuse other than physical abuse, which is why, like I told you, 98% of my clients are men. So that means most of my clients may have never experienced physical abuse, but they did experience emotional abuse. They did experience psychological abuse. They did experience sexual abuse, right? Maybe your spouse withholds sex from you, yet gives it to another. Maybe your spouse has exposed you to an STD. Maybe your spouse has actually given you an STD. These are examples of sexual abuse. Maybe if you're a female, maybe your spouse has lost affection for you so much so that the sex is now uncomfortable. It's rough. It's very painful. They've lost affection for you. In other words, they even hurt you when you guys are being intimate. That's sexual abuse as well. So there's so many other abuses other than physical abuse. So number 2 point, you don't have to have physical abuse to qualify for VAWA. It could be sexual, it could be psychological, it could be emotional. Oh, we're forgetting one more thing. It could be financial. Maybe your spouse is just a financial abusive spouse. Your spouse refuses to input any money into the home management. I mean, puts zero in, expects you to pay for everything, including your trips, including their own personal needs, like even including you have to even give them pocket money, and they're well, they're healthy, they're able to work, and maybe they even just purposely quit their job and makes you do all the work outside. And then on top of that, when you come home, you have to cook, you have to clean, and take care of the children. I mean, you do everything, including paying for all the bills, taking care of the kids, cleaning the house. Okay, so in other words, they make you almost a slave, almost like a slave. Like, it's your job to provide for the home. It's your job to clean, your job to cook. You do everything. All the financial needs, all the domestic needs are on you. Okay? That's also abusive. That's considered abusive. And I can also help you if all your spouse does is financial abuse and makes you like a domestic servant or slave, on top of the fact that they don't do anything. So basically, your spouse sits on the couch all day at home every day. They're just sitting on the couch all day every day. So they don't work, they don't contribute any money. Okay, or maybe you have a spouse that instead of working, they're out on drugs, out or out drinking all day every day, refuse to contribute anything. And then you come home, you have to cook, you have to clean, take care of the children, on top of providing for the family. You should call me. Okay. All right. You should call me if that sounds like you. All right. So that's number 2 point. We don't have to have any physical violence at all. Okay. There's so many other abusive things. There's financial abuse, like I've just explained. There's emotional, psychological. And even these things like a spouse making all the important decisions without your consent. Like literally, you come home one day and you find out you've moved, like your spouse has moved you guys to separate to a different location. You didn't know, or or everything is on your spouse's terms. Where you guys go to, how long it takes for you to go to work is on your spouse's terms. When you guys are intimate is on your spouse's terms. Like everything has to be done on their terms. You're married to a narcissistic, controlling, super controlling person, like where it's extreme, like, I mean extreme. Okay. Like, I mean, your how long it takes for you to get to work is timed. How long it takes for you to come back is timed. If you're a minute late, it's a problem. Okay. Or they've put a tracker on your car, like tracking everywhere you're going. I mean, like extreme control, extreme narcissistic. You should give me a call. Okay. Let me not get sidetracked. Number 3 things people always wish they said. Number 3 point, people always tell me in the conversation that, dang, I wish I knew that ahead of time. It's like I said earlier, I want to buttress, everything goes to your lawyer's address. So for VAWA, when we file it, it's totally confidential. Everything's going to go to your lawyer's address. So nothing, there's no way your spouse can find out about it unless you tell your spouse. So it's completely confidential. It's meant to be that way by law. Again, the only way usually your spouse will know you filed for VAWA is if you tell your spouse yourself. And again, that's your own decision. Fourth, people always wish they knew that you don't have to change your marital status. So for some reason, when I come here talking about VAWA, people always think that I'm telling people to divorce. I don't. I just saw that on a comment yesterday. But I also know there's just haters. Some people just say stuff to get a response back. But I saw someone comment on one of my posts yesterday saying, it was one of our ads that we run on IG saying, yeah, your job would be easy when all you're doing is recommending people for divorce, or your job would be easy when you're telling people to divorce each other. No, I've never actually said that. I don't recommend for people to divorce. Never do I do that. That's not even my business. That ain't even my business. That's not. That's how I would say. That's how they would say it in Memphis. That's not even my business, y'all. What do I look like telling people to divorce? That's not my business. That's not even my expertise. Look, as a VAWA applicant, I always tell you, look, it's your choice whether you want to remain married, whether you want to separate, whether you want to divorce. These are your choices, because you qualify for VAWA either way. So let me go on record again. I do not recommend anybody divorce their spouse. That's none of my business. And let me go on record again and say, you qualify for VAWA whether you're separated, whether you're divorced, whether you remain married, whether you even remain in the same house. Either way, you qualify for VAWA. Okay? So it's none of my business whether you guys divorce. In fact, I don't say that. That's not even in my what I look like, dude. I got so many other things to advise you on than to tell you guys to divorce. So for the last time, guys, I do not recommend you divorce. Now, personally, do I think sometimes y'all should divorce a person? Probably, yeah, I do. But I never say it. That's not my business. That's not my business. What I will tell you is, when people ask me, do you think I should divorce? Of course they do ask me that. Wafula, should I divorce? I always say, it's up to you, because you can qualify either way. So again, to get back on topic, you qualify for VAWA either way, whether you're separated, whether you remain married, whether you divorce, whether you even remain in the same house, you still qualify for VAWA. Okay? And I told you that even if you choose to remain in the same house, remain married, you can successfully file for VAWA without your spouse knowing. Why? Because everything goes to your lawyer's address as part of VAWA law. Okay? So for those reasons I just told you, now you understand that I definitely never recommend for people to divorce, because there's not even a reason to. By law, we can do the whole VAWA application successfully without your spouse knowing. So why would I even? Moving right along. Number 5, people always wished that they knew, that basically this is the last point, that VAWA applies to both men and women. Like, so many people always tell me, like, why I didn't know it applies to men. Again, I told you most of our clients are men. right? And I told you why. I told you I consult with women, but women usually, in my experience, usually hesitate to file for vow when they actually, when if you ask me, a lot of the ones I consult with, the women I consult with, I mean, those are the straight up. I mean, those are the. I mean, some of them will have like the really strong, excellent vow cases, but they'll still say, tell me something like, I want to take my time. I want to think about it. I'm not sure. I don't want to hurt my spouse. But again, I just want to encourage you, if you're a female who's going through issues in your marriage, that if it was the flip way, if it was your spouse who was being abused, your male spouse, well, the males, the ones I consult with, they jump at it and they're like, "Can we start today? I'm ready." Right to me, they're like, I'm ready to start this Aval case today. I'm ready to start today. I'm so tired of this woman who's abusing me. But when I'm consulting with the women are like, let me take my time. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not condemning y'all because I'm a female myself, but I'm just putting this video out to let you know that if it was the other way around, your spouse wouldn't think twice about it, and they would file for vow based on you abusing them. If had it been the other way around, they would totally do it. So I just want to say that. Just want to put that out there. But again, back to the point. Vow applies to both men and women. Okay. So again, I told you guys, most of my clients are men. And I mean, I'm not complaining, but it does hurt me a little bit, as you can tell, because I'm like, when I consult with women take their time. They want to go think about it. They want to say, and sometimes they never come back. And this could be a woman that her husband is beating her every day. I mean, even has physical abuse. She's got a situation where her husband is like almost choking her every day. Like she's got a situation where maybe her husband is like, maybe has even attempted, almost has a, we could say has attempted to murder her before, or has said, if you ever leave me, I'm gonna kill you. Like those super worrisome abuses. But for the women, they usually take their time to want to think about it, which to me, I'm like, just telling you, if it was the other way around, your male spouse, well, they do follow. So if you're a woman, stop thinking about it. Okay, when you consult a lawyer and they tell you they can do well, it's my recommendation, right, that you should do it. Okay, because if it was the other way around, there would be no issues. Let's just take it from me. Okay. All right, guys. So running down the list again, the 5 things people always wish they knew about VAWA. First of all, I said that with VAWA, this is your own application. And then I also said on the first point that basically you're filing this application, your lawyer is filing it for you, of course. And secondly, I also said on that same point that you're not harming your spouse anyway. So if your spouse did anything wrong to you, you wouldn't be harming your spouse in any way by filing for VAWA. Okay. Secondly, I said that VAWA requires no physical evidence at all, no physical abuse at all. Okay, so it could be based on emotional, psychological, sexual abuse, financial abuse, etc. Third, I said that VAWA, with VAWA, everything goes to your lawyer's address, so it's completely confidential. Completely confidential. Okay, so I think that's an important thing to say. Okay, again, unless you want to tell your spouse you filed for VAWA, otherwise they would never know. Everything goes to your lawyer's address by law. Okay, or should we say an alternate address? And then fourth, I said that let's see, your marital status can remain the same, so you don't have to divorce. You could remain married and still qualify for VAWA. You could remain in the same house and still qualify for VAWA. You could separate and still qualify for VAWA. And then I also said you could actually divorce and still qualify for VAWA. The only exception to that rule is if you get a divorce, you want to file for VAWA within 2 years. So if you're getting a divorce, you just want to make sure you file that VAWA application within 2 years of your divorce. Otherwise, you would no longer qualify. And then lastly, I said that VAWA applies to both men and women. Told you guys that most of our clients are men. It's not something I'm really happy about, to be honest with you, these days. I'm a little sad about that because I do consult with a lot of women as well. But women usually, in my experience, again, this is not generalization. This is just, I'm just telling you now my experience, will usually hesitate because they don't want to hurt their spouses. But I've just made the joke and said that if it was the other way around, just know that your spouse would be filing VAWA against you. Just saying. Okay. All right, guys, I'm ready to start taking questions. So let me to bring people live. It's that time. So if you know someone who needs to ask me a question, share the video now. Share now. Share now. So I'm taking questions live now. I'm bringing people live now. Starting with this person. Hello. Okay. That person looks like their phone went off. Let me bring this other person. Guys, I'm taking questions live now. So if you have a question, jump on IG and request to come live. And I always say, I'll answer sometimes the written ones, but that's only like on my discretion. If you really want me to answer it, come live. Hello, madam.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How can I help you?
Yeah, I've been following you online since. So I have a question. Like, when someone got married to a citizen, not knowing that he has a lot of criminal records, and at the wrong run, the person got to know about it, can the person qualify for VAWA after filing for adjustment of status?
Oh, the question. Okay. The question is, can a person qualify after filing for adjustment of status?
Yeah.
Based on the fact that your spouse has criminal issues?
Yes, and then after knowing about it, he's no longer comfortable. A little thing he will just play up and stuff.
So, like I always say, I can't 100% tell you to qualify on the live video just because of our ethical rules. But based on what you told me, it sounds like something I could help you with. Okay, so give me a call, and I'd also want to ask you some more questions because before I tell you 100% yes. But summarily, I think I can help you. Hello?
Okay, I'll give you a call later.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay, it's getting hot now. We got many people coming, asking to come live. This is my favorite part. Question answer section. Hello, sir. How are you doing?
Yeah, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, Queen.
Hello, how are you doing? Let me take the gentleman first since he came first.
Yeah. So good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is John. I just have a question to ask. So we're talking about VAWA now. So if you actually have those abuses or those things that will make you qualify, but you had already gone to interview with your spouse and you got denied, and they sent you a letter of removal. Can you still?
Yes, I can still help you, and I'd love to help you. Absolutely. I always say you qualify for VAWA anytime, even if they're about to deport you tomorrow. If you qualify for VAWA, just give me a call. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Hey, Queen.
Hi, madam.
Hey.
Hold on. Let me take him out.
Yeah. Well, my question is outside the VAWA because
first of all, I love your personality.
My question is outside it.
Wait. First of all, I just want to say something. I love your personality. This is kind of what I like. It just energizes me too when I have a super social person on the other side.
Yes, well, you know what? Being a psychologist, that's all I can do is be that, especially when I'm in, talking with the clients in Africa. So yeah, it helps.
You're a psychologist. That's cool. Okay.
Yes. I know this will be outside, but yesterday I commented and I got one of the answers, but I had two questions in terms of
one. So pick one.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So my question would be that if I say have a fiance and I'm my fiance and I'm married and he has the F1 visa, so he's coming into the country next year on his PhD. So would it be advised to wait at some time after school, after say starting school, get married in the U.S., or does it matter if I marry in another country? I'm thinking if the U.S. we marry, maybe the change of status, maybe it'd be better than versus in a continent in Africa.
Great question. Great question. So it matters, but it doesn't matter. So usually for the people who have no other choice, I would say yes, just go ahead and go outside and marry him. But since he already has an F1 visa, it would be better to adjust his status here in the U.S. Of course, why? Because you're dealing with one government, you're dealing with the U.S. government alone. Whereas if you go and marry him outside the country and try to bring him from outside the country, that's called consular processing, because you're going to be dealing with the consulate back in his home country. So in other words, you'll be dealing with two governments, which of course means longer time. So it's a longer wait time, and also it's more tedious, just more issues when you're dealing with two governments than with one. So my answer is, as soon as he gets here, give me a call. I'd love to help you with that.
Yes, it's gonna be money well worth spending. So easier process. That's what I was hoping for. So really, like, you really helped narrow it down. And should there be a time period? Like, should we wait for a couple months of him being in school, or does it matter?
Usually, I advise my people to wait. There's a video I put that on, and that's the only reason why I'm going to answer your second question, because otherwise I'm supposed to answer one. But normally, I always tell my people to wait at least 3 months after they come in. But if he's coming in on an F1 visa, it probably wouldn't matter anyway, actually. Just give me a call. I'll give you advice.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Okay, yes, I'll be touching base with you soon. Thank you so much, Queen.
Madam, give me a call. I can give you a full, thorough advice before he even comes. Like, okay.
Okay, then. Okay, I'll do that, Queen. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Like I said, I just want to use that to buttress the point that I also do applications for people who are in unhealthy marriage, adjustment of status to marriage. I just want to point that out there. Okay, I also do adjustment of status through marriage cases. Those are for people who are in a healthy relationship. In fact, I love those cases. And in fact, that's actually how I discovered VAWA. Anyway, story for another day. Hello.
Yeah, VAWA Queen, thank you so much for accepting my request.
Anytime.
Yeah, so let me quickly ask the question. Yeah, you just got married and you notice that your spouse doesn't work. It's not working. So it's a problem between two of you. You always quarrel every day. Though she's insisting that you should file for adjustment of status, but you are scared because you don't know, maybe out of her not working is going to result to a very big issue. And maybe when you file for adjustment of status, she refuses to go with you in the interview because of series of problems. What do you advise? Can you file for adjustment of status and apply for VAWA, or what do you suggest in that scenario would be the best option for you at that particular time, because you are scared of filing?
You know, you're asking me so many questions in one. I think we use best we have a consultation. Then I can tell you for sure. But what I can tell you, that sounds like you qualify for both adjustment of status to marriage and VAWA. So for me to give you a specific legal opinion, of course, I'm uncomfortable telling you that on live video. So just give me a call and let's talk, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. But I think you qualify for both. That's what I want you to. I want you to know.
Okay. I'll give you a call.
Okay, take care. All right. Someone said that's cheating. I don't know what she's talking about. Okay. Let me take, what is VAWA? I answered that again. VAWA stands for Violence Against Women Act, but it actually applies both to men and women who are in a toxic, abusive relationship. Okay, and who want to get who file for a green card through their abusive relationship. Okay. Remember, it also applies in some states like Texas, Colorado, New Hampshire. It applies to people who are not married, okay, but who look like they're married. Okay, so those are Texas, states like Texas, New Hampshire, Colorado, South Carolina. It's a list of about 11 to 15 states that still recognize a marriage without being legally married. So if you're in one of those states and you're in a long-time partnership with someone, it could be even a same-sex partnership, whatever, and you're being abused, I can help you. Sorry. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm okay. Please, I just have a question.
Sure.
Can someone who just came into the country and have stayed for like 4 to 5 months qualify for it?
It doesn't matter how long you've been in the U.S., madam. What matters is whether you're married to a U.S. citizen or green card holder and it's an abusive or toxic relationship. So now, what matters is do you qualify? Okay, so it's not about how long you've been here in the U.S.
Thank you.
So give me a call and we can talk, okay? All right. Adjust status. Okay. So when you hear our lawyer say adjust status, we're just basically the best way to explain that is technically VAWA is a form of adjustment of status. So technically, when we lawyers say adjustment of status, we're referring to everybody who ever got a green card on U.S. soil. So in other words, adjustment of status is the process of adjusting from whichever visa you came in with or from the visa you did not come in with to a green card, okay? Yeah, some people can't come in through the border, okay? So adjustment of status is the process whereby you go from whichever visa you came in with or you did not come in with to a green card, okay? And so you can adjust your status through an employer. You can adjust your status through marriage, through a healthy relationship. You can adjust your status through VAWA, through an unhealthy relationship, which is our specialty, okay? Also, by the way, adjustment of status to marriage is our specialty too, but I mean, what we're known for is VAWA, okay? So you can adjust your status through an unhealthy relationship, VAWA, through a healthy relationship, through marriage, through an employer, okay? You can adjust your status also through other means like asylum, like a U visa, T visa, human trafficking, okay, and so many other ways. All right, let me take some more questions. All right, guys, today's a good line. Okay, I thought coming live at this time would be not busy.
Hello.
Hi, is it you again? Have we spoken today already?
I was there before, but I have another question. I'm sorry because I heard you, sister. So my question is, I thought you were only a VAWA, you only do VAWA, but I just found out now that you also file for somebody in a marriage, to adjust your status.
We do that. We also do asylum.
No, not asylum. Like I'm married, I have filed, but if I wanted to be my attorney to represent me, is that possible?
Those cases, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, but I don't know if we are in a different state. I mean, Texas.
I do all 50 states. And by the way, I do all 50 states with immigration. As long as your lawyer is licensed in one state, they can practice all 50 states. So I've been doing 50 states for close to 9 years now. So we do all 50 states.
Okay. All right. I'll give you a call.
Anytime.
I'll give you a call.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Bye. Hello, madam.
Hi. Good day. The question I have is regarding like sponsor. My brother is married and he's trying to file, but he is in an unhealthy marriage. He's trying to file, but the issue we're having is finding like a sponsor for him. So I wanted to know like what are the sponsor requirements? Does it have to be like a family or anyone?
No, usually it's anyone. It could be a complete stranger who's a U.S. citizen or a green card holder. So they just have to be a U.S. citizen or green card holder and be someone who's actively working and basically filed their taxes the previous year. And then number 4, they have to be someone that made enough money to sponsor your brother and his wife and anyone else in their household. So for instance, let me give you an example. I'll answer this question and I'm done. Let me give you an example. So maybe your brother is married to someone and maybe they have a child together, or there's another third person in the house. So in their household, that's 3 people. and maybe the person who's sponsoring them has 3 people in their house. So now immigration will say that the person who is going to sponsor them, a joint sponsor, has to be able to show they can now support 6 people. 6.
So, in case where like maybe the like let me say someone who just recently got their green card, does it like the time frame of when they can be a sponsor to someone? Does the person have to have had the green card for a long time, or like as long they filed their taxes the previous year, they qualify to be a sponsor?
So I'd love to answer the rest of your questions, but because I always tell people that I only answer one question, just give me a call, okay? I'll answer all your constitution. Yeah, just have the person call me, or you call. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, some people said you couldn't hear me, so let me reiterate the answers to the question. So she basically asked me like for adjustment of status to marriage. That's for a situation where you're getting a green card through a healthy relationship, right? Usually the law states that you have to have. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me now? The law states that you have to have a sponsor. And so usually your spouse is the sponsor, or okay, or petitioner. But maybe your spouse didn't make enough money or didn't work enough the last year to really sponsor you. So usually you will then need a joint sponsor. So to have a joint sponsor, she was asking me what are the requirements for a joint sponsor. Couldn't it be anyone? I said yes. It could be a complete stranger. It could be someone you met down the street, to be honest, who's a U.S. citizen or green card holder, someone who's working, okay, and someone who basically filed their taxes the last year and who's able to show that they made enough money to sponsor the people in their household plus the people in your household. So let's say you in your household there's 3 people and the joint sponsor has 3 people in their household. They would now need to show that they can sponsor 6 people. Okay, it's a little bit I hope everybody got it. If you didn't get it, schedule a consultation because I got so many of the questions to answer. It's going to take me time. Someone is asking me on YouTube, how do you come live on IG? Simple. Jump over to IG, type VAWA Queen, and then you can request to come live on your phone. Okay, there'll be a live button that says go live. Go live with VAWA Queen. Okay. Let me ask another question. Let me answer real quick another question here on YouTube. So I already answered this question. How do people come live? Jump on IG, type VAWA Queen. Someone else asked if you sign a false document without knowing what you signed to get a work permit and travel permit, can it still green card in America? Yes, it's possible. So if you signed a false document without knowing what you were signing, maybe you speak French, okay, and you didn't know what you were signing, yes, it's still possible, but you need a good lawyer for sure. You're gonna need a good lawyer to make some arguments for you, because that could possibly be used against you at your adjustment of status interview. Okay, all right. Then if your spouse refused, it's another question on YouTube, real quick, because I just want to encourage my YouTube people. If your spouse refused to attend your green card interview and you're denied adjustment of status as a result, we still qualify for VAWA. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you've been denied for adjustment of status through marriage. It doesn't matter, in fact, if you're in deportation proceedings already. It doesn't matter if they're about to deport you tomorrow. Okay, you qualify for VAWA if you qualify for VAWA, you qualify for VAWA. So to answer your question, Jude, I think you would still possibly qualify for VAWA. You just need to give me a call ASAP. Okay, all right, because even in this worst case scenario, like even if you've been denied for adjustment of status to marriage and they stated that you married your person for fraudulent reasons, even those types of cases, we file for VAWA after that. Okay. All right. But the key is you actually have to qualify for VAWA. Like, as in, did you experience common issues? Did you experience some toxic issues or abuse issues in the marriage? Was your spouse abusive? Were you married to someone who's a U.S. citizen or green card holder? Or are you separated from one or divorced from one? Okay. Or were you in a legal, or were you in a partnership with one in a state like Texas, South Carolina, New Hampshire? That's what matters. Okay. And are we able to show that maybe even your application being denied was a part of the abuse? Are we are me, when I say we, as in me, your lawyer, and you, are we going to be able to show that even the denial itself was a part of the abuse you experienced? Are we going to be able to show that even your spouse claiming that the marriage was fraudulent was a part of the abuse? Are we going to be able to show that even your spouse going to the interview and sabotaging you was a part of the abuse? That's what matters. So to answer your question, Jude's success is still possible to qualify for VAWA under those circumstances, okay? All right, and then I'm going to go back to my IG questions. If you have any more questions, guys, on YouTube, Facebook, just jump on my IG and ask to come live. Okay. All right, let me take now questions, live questions again. Hello.
Hey, thank you for accepting. I have a quick question.
Okay, no problem.
So once you apply for your travel documents, how much time usually it takes to get your travel documents?
Work permits and travel permits last year took forever. Last year and end of 2020, they started taking even sometimes up to a year. They would take sometimes 6 to 11 months. But more recently, now they're starting to come again within less than 6 months. So if it was properly filed and things are going well for you, it can take less than 6 months, although you should still expect that it could take anywhere between, generally speaking, let's just say 6 to 11 months.
Thank you very much. That's so kind of you. Thank you.
Anytime, bye-bye. Oh, crap. What did I do? Hello, sir? Guys, can you hear me? Can you hear me, guys? Looks like I pressed something off. Can you hear me on IG? Hello? Somebody tell me. Can you hear me? Guys, IG, can you hear me? They can hear me. Okay, good. Thank you. All right, let me take some more live questions. How do you apply for visa to your heart? I don't get what the question is. Hello?
Hello. Hi. I can hear you.
How are you doing?
How are you?
Sorry?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm an existing client. Thank you for all you do. I'm already your client.
I can't hear anything you're saying. Can you speak? Can you shout?
I'm already a client of yours. I'm already a client of yours.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Okay. Thank you.
And my case is going very well.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're the best. You're the best. You're the best. Keep doing it.
Thank you.
Keep helping us. Yeah, but I have a question. For my brother, like for my sister. She married and she filed for change adjustment of status, and later she now went for VAWA. I was telling her about you, but it was later she told me that she has already filed for VAWA. But now they sent her a message from the existing change of status that she filed, demanding for some ROFQ from the one she filed before. So, but I was telling her that my experience is once you put in for VAWA, I think it cancels whatever status that you filed already.
I think you're asking me so many questions, but do you mind scheduling a consultation? Do you mind?
I'll tell her to call you.
Okay, because I think some of those questions, to be honest with you, are things I don't want to answer on live.
Okay.
All right, but thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay.
Thank you. Right. Okay, so just in case you didn't hear the first part, because someone said that whenever I bring people live, you can't hear me well. I think it's because of maybe the connection the other person has. But anyway, he did say he was one of my current clients, and he said he was very happy with the services and his case is going very well. Then he proceeded to ask me a question about one of his family members, which I told him that I would prefer the scheduled consultation. Okay, next question. All right. While I'm waiting, there we go. The other person's over here.
Oh, hello. Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm alright. I'm one of your clients, ma'am. So, one of my friends was asking me.
You sound like one of my clients, and I think I know who you.
Yes, ma'am. One of my friends is asking me. She's been in a very toxic relationship, and I told her about it. Like, hey, you know what? You need to talk to a lawyer for a consultation. If you don't mind, you can talk to my lawyer. She's really good at it. She's called VAWA Queen. And she said, yes, okay, that's cool. But she was asking me some questions which I don't know how to answer. Like, can they expedite? Because she was like, VAWA case, like, people say it's going to take longer than whatever it is. I said, no, just talk to a lawyer for. But she was asking me, like, can they expedite VAWA case? I said, I don't know.
All things are possible. Even the Bible tells you that all things are possible. But in my experience, they barely ever expedite. Like, it has to be a real emergency to get it expedited. Yeah.
Okay. And what about if somebody's in deportation proceeding? Like, is there any condition that the person can travel after having his work permit?
Usually for people, thank you for bringing. Usually for people in deportation proceedings, we usually try and get you out of deportation proceedings. Which this year we've gotten so many people out of deportation proceedings. So then once we get you out of deportation proceedings, we can then refile for a travel permit. But while you're in deportation proceedings, the rule is they're usually not supposed to issue you a travel permit. And if they do, I as your lawyer will always advise that you don't travel on it.
Oh, okay.
But after we get you taken out of deportation proceedings, a different story. We can then just refile for travel permit, and then you can travel.
Oh, okay. Yes, ma'am. The last question, really quick. Like, after deportation,
you're my current client. I can't answer anymore. Can you just send me an email? Okay, just send me an email.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Yes, ma'am.
Bye. Lord, it's funny. Okay, on that topic, I see someone who asked me a similar question on YouTube that I want to answer. Hello? Okay, I want to answer. Someone said they're scared of traveling on a travel permit. What if they stop you at the border and I know you're scared because of the language on the travel permit. Usually say something like no guarantees given that you're gonna be able to re-enter. But they're just putting that there to tell you what the law is. Yes, by law, it's going to be up to the person who's, it's going to be up to the person who you present your documents to at the airport to let you in, right? It's going to be up to the person, up to CBP at the airport to let you in, right? But I always say, generally speaking, if you're not in deportation proceedings, number one, you don't have any criminal issues on your record, number two, you don't have any serious criminal issues on your record, number two, and you don't have any fraud issues on your record, number three. If you're not in deportation proceedings, no serious criminal issues, no fraud issues on your record, you can travel. And I say this again from experience because a lot of my clients have traveled and they're back. And I've never gotten a call in the middle of the night that one of my clients is stuck outside the country. Hasn't happened yet, thank God. Knock on wood. It ain't gonna happen anymore. It ain't gonna happen, or should I say ever. This was like that. It's not gonna happen. Okay, so if you're not in deportation proceedings, you don't have any serious criminal issues on your record, no fraud issues on your record, and you have a travel permit, well, if I were you, I would travel because that's what it's for. So, but then I always say, like, if your faith can't carry, if you're just that scared, like even after your lawyer tells you can travel, you don't feel and you're scared, then don't go because your thoughts are gonna jinx it. Like, your energy is gonna jinx it. I believe in that. Like, I believe whatever you think is gonna happen. So if you really feel like something's gonna go bad, even after your lawyer tells you can go outside the country, then don't go. But for the people who have a little faith, and I'm telling you that, hey, look, I've checked your record. There's no serious criminal issues on your record. There's no fraud issues on your record, and you're not in deportation proceedings. I'm talking, of course, as if this was a conversation, or if I'm talking to a current client, that's what I'll tell them. So I think you can travel, then you can go. And once you're outside the country, I just see a question here that I want to answer. I always tell my clients, just don't go for more than a month or 2 months. Why? To reduce questions at the airport. You want a situation where you just come in and they look at your travel permit and they look at your passport and they let you in like that. You don't want them to start asking you a lot of questions. So the best way to avoid many questions, of course, is just don't go out for a long time, because then they'll have questions like, oh, what were you doing outside the country for 6 months? What were you doing outside the country for 8 months? So just don't go for that long, okay? Go for a month, 2 months, okay, maximum 3 months, but don't go out for like more than 6 months, okay? Don't go out for that long, because then, of course, they want to ask you questions on your way back. And even they may still let you in, but it's questions. They're just going to have so many questions, unnecessary questions. All right. Super Touchdown. I do have an email, but the best way is, if you need to schedule a consultation, is go to my website, which is on here, and that's wafulalaw.com. Wafulalaw.com. Wafulalaw.com.
How are you?
Hello.
Good. How are you?
Good. What's your question?
My question is, I wanted to ask if I apply for Asylum, but I haven't got any reply yet. So I wanted to know, if you apply for Asylum, how long it takes to get a reply?
Asylum is one of the longest applications. There's no specific time I can give you. I can just tell you it could take anywhere between 1 to 7 years. Like, it's the longest application ever. But also at the same time, there's exceptions. So like the asylum we most recently won just last year, we won it after 6 months. But that's the exception. That's the exception, not the norm. Because I have some asylum applications I'm waiting on from like 2019, 2020.
Okay, because I submit my papers or they say on the.
So I only answer one question, sir. So if you have any more questions, I can help you. Just go to my website, schedule a consultation, or call, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, bye-bye. Okay. There's a question here I'm reading. My wife is pregnant for his baby dad. This is kind of so confusing. For whose baby dad? Oh, my wife is pregnant for her baby daddy, right? And she's threatening you with divorce. Although they denied us first the interview, but sending us decision on it. Please, can I still go for VAWA? It sounds like it's possible. Empower me. This is on Facebook. It sounds like it's possible. You should just give me a call, okay? It sounds like a kind of case I can help you with. All right. Sounds like you have a lot going on in that relationship that would qualify you for VAWA. But to tell you 100%, you need to schedule a consultation, okay? All right. I'm gonna take 2 to 3 more questions live, and we're done because it's 1:47. I haven't eaten lunch yet, and my consultations, my afternoon consultations are starting soon, and I still have to do some client callbacks. Administrative closure of a case. I like this question. Zimi, happy woman. It means that immigration court is kind of closing it for now, not forever. It's an administrative closure, meaning they can always 10, 20 years later down the line choose to reopen it and bring you back in front of the court. This is actually what happened during Donald Trump days. Donald Trump, as you know, because he was kind of a mean president to immigration. What he did was he caused the reopening of a lot of administratively closed immigration cases. Okay. All right. But in reality, most people who get an administrative closure will never have to go back to court again. In reality, it works that way. But there's always like a president or someone, or even the immigration judge themselves can just always choose one day. It could be 30, 40 years later to bring you back in front of the court. Okay. But usually to happen in realistically speaking, usually they would only want to reopen your case if it was administratively closed in an immigration court if you did something wrong. Usually that's how it happens. Usually you have to have committed a crime. Even under Donald Trump days, they went and usually most cases they reopened a lot of the ones where you had a DUI, you were driving under the influence, or you had a domestic violence. You did something wrong, in other words, to make them even remember you. Okay, so the general rule is once they get you out of deportation proceedings, whether it's an administrative closure or a forever closure, whichever one it is, just don't act a fool afterwards. Okay? Don't make them remember you. Okay? Let the sleeping dogs lie. Okay? Don't have them remembering that you're out there. And the best way to do that is live a good life. Don't have any DUIs. Don't drive drunk. Don't have any domestic violence. Don't beat up anybody. Don't have any assault or battery charges. And you should be good. Okay? You're welcome, Mrs. Emma. You're welcome. I thought that was a great question. Last two questions. Miss Cyan, how long does it take to get a I-360 approved? That's a consultation question. I never answer anything about how long VAWA takes. So just get a consultation, Miss Cyan. Hello.
Hi. I wanted to find out. So for the VAWA case, do we go through like the interview? And
you do have an interview for VAWA. Although sometimes they're starting to waive a lot of interviews for VAWA and even adjustment of status of marriage cases. But yes, you should have an interview.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So I went to your website now to book an appointment, but the date I'm seeing is November 29th. How is that the list I can get? November 29th?
You can call. Sometimes when you call, you'll probably be able to get a sooner date.
Oh, so it's better I make a call, right?
I think so.
Okay.
It depends.
But I don't
really mind that.
I tried to book appointment for like 3 times. I'm speaking with different people, so I don't know. If I make an appointment, am I going to speak with you direct, or I'm going to speak with another lawyer at the office?
So are you coming on here to shout at me, or are you? This sound very angry, very.
The queen, I'm not shouting. That's how I talk.
Okay, hold on. Okay. No, you will get to speak to me now. Usually, of course, I've grown so much now that I can't take every consultation. But if you insist to speak with me, the rule is they'll have to put you on my calendar. So just insist to speak with me, and then put you on my calendar.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'll know that. Thank you.
And in fact, if you already had a consultation with me and it's within the last month, you wouldn't have to pay for another consultation. It should be. Okay. You can just get a free follow-up with me. Okay. Bye. Okay. Last 2 questions, guys. Last two questions.
Hi, hello. I'm calling because I would like to know if adjustment of status through underlying asylum claim, if that person get a 10-year green card also.
Oops. Yeah, adjustment of status through asylum, yes, we'll give you a 10-year green card.
For it goes for everyone, right? That do asylum.
Yeah, as long as it's approved. Yeah, as long as it's based on an approved asylum, and then the adjustment of status is approved. Yeah, it's a 10-year green card.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Hi.
Hello, madam.
I'm Joyce, and I have a question. So I'm working with this attorney right now, and I feel like they're not handling my case as I would like it to be handled, because there's still a lot I have to do on my own. Be it like if I have to send out an expedite request, I need to do it on my own. If I have to like get a case update on my case, I kind of like have to constantly call for like 2 weeks straight before I can ever get a response. So I was looking forward to switching. I've been in the US for like about 6 years, and I've been going to school under asylum status. I'm a native from Cameroon. So I've like I'm actually in my final semester for my master's, but I still haven't like received any update concerning my asylum.
Okay, so what's your question now? Can I take your case?
Yes, please.
Well, I do take asylum cases. Once the cases have been filed, there may not be much of anything I can do now. Usually it'll be like, I'll tell you to wait. When they schedule you for your interview, you can call me. Then I can take over from there. Because otherwise right now I'll just be taking money for doing that. There's nothing I can do right now. Unless you're like in immigration court. If it's an asylum in immigration court, then maybe I can still help you now. But otherwise, if it was filed with just regular asylum office, once the application is filed, there's nothing else I can do right now until they call you for an interview. Then I can help you.
Okay. All right, thank you.
But you can definitely call me. I can just give you general tips and things about. I can answer your questions in an hour probably. But then from there on, you would just wait until they call you for an interview.
All right, okay, no problem. Thank you.
Take care, bye. Guys, 3 more questions. Y'all do this to me every time. Why is it when I say I'm leaving? That's when you guys go. Let's do a vote. Should I take the last 3 questions or not? Let's do a vote. Everybody on IG vote yes or no. Should I take these last 3 questions or not? 4. Now it's 4. Should I take these last 4 live questions? Yes or no? Yes or no? Super touchdown. I told you, jump on IG. You have to be on IG and type VAWA Queen. My consultation fee is $150. $150. Someone asked that. $150. Okay, I have 1 yes, 2 yeses. Vote. Everybody's voting. Should I take this last 4 questions? 5. Dang! 5. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna take all 5, but I'm gonna take. Okay, we'll do. I'll bring the first 3 in. Is all I'm gonna answer. Whoever comes in, I'm gonna accept all 5. But whoever comes in, 3 people, I'll take. Hello, madam. Sir. Hi.
Okay.
Hello. Let me take this guy on the bottom left with the afro.
Okay.
You got afro. You got the afro going on, sir. How you doing?
We speak of a special yesterday. Yesterday, the day before yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can see you called me from Austin. You remember?
So I think it wasn't a video call, so I don't know who you are. Okay,
yeah.
but
I said to call me back in November 1st, right? You remember?
Oh, I remember. Okay, how are you doing?
Good. I saw you laugh. I just want to say hi.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. How was your consultation? Can you tell them? Was it worth it? Did I give you a good consultation?
Yeah, it was good. It was another what I was waiting for to hear from you, and it was good consultation. To be honestly, we talked a lot about how to help me through our case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a good conversation. When I saw you online, I just want to join you and say hi. And thank you for your travel answer.
Well, for you to join live and just want to say hi, I know it went good.
I'll be happy to be one of your clients. I'm working on it.
Okay, thank you so much. I love your personality, sir. Keep smiling.
Thank you.
Keep being happy.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll take the person on the right now. Hello?
Okay. Hello. My question is, I've been for an interview 3 times. The last time, the officer said he is not going to approve the case.
Okay.
Simply because they found out that my spouse is
Sorry, I'm trying to remove this someone here. Sorry. Sir, do you know how to do you know how to remove yourself?
Yeah, I'm trying to remove myself, but it don't go. Let me see.
Okay, what's your name on here? I can remove it.
You move it?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to remove myself, but it's not going.
Okay, what's your name? I just don't know what your name is. What's your name on IGs?
Second thing, K with the K.
Oh, okay. Okay, I think it's him. I think this one. Yeah. Okay. Hello.
Hi. I have a question. Can you fight for VAWA if you've already gone for they already denied you and you already filed for divorce?
Oh, you already denied you based on you tried to get a green card through your spouse the first time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you already filed for divorce. How are you divorced already?
That is not me. I'm asking for somebody.
Okay. Well, is the person whatever? Is the person already divorced?
I think Not yet, but it's in the process.
Okay, tell the person, give me a call. They possibly still have hope.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Bye.
Hi, Queen.
Hello, madam.
I wanted to find out how long do you get your green card after you've received your work permit?
Okay, so I don't like to answer that question on live video because it's incriminating, and I could be liable for saying something that So anyway, just give me a call and I'll tell you specifically.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, madam. All right, I said 5, so this is the last 2, and we're done, guys. So we're close to 100 followers, 100 people on live, and I'm really shocked because it's daytime. I thought you guys would be at work. Hello. Someone's asking what's prima facie. While I wait on these other people to come in, prima facie means it's a pre-approval. It's a document that you get when you file for VAWA that says so far so good. So basically, they do a first review of your case and they tell you so far so good. It looks like you have all the requirements for VAWA. It's not the actual approval. It's just a pre-approval. Hi, how are you doing, Marsha? Okay. So these last 2 people, it looks like you have issues, internet issues, because I'm bringing you in. Are you not seeing my acceptance? These 2 people, you should see on your side that I'm trying to bring you in. Is it a problem on my side or your side? This is the last time I'm gonna try, guys. These last 2 people. So don't say I didn't try. Don't say I ignored you. I tried. Is it okay to get divorced? Yes, you can divorce. And remember, for VAWA, you can separate, you can divorce, you can remain married. So to answer the person who asked me the question, is it okay to divorce? Yes, you can. It's completely your choice. All right. But if you do divorce, usually the rule is we have to have already filed the VAWA within 2 years of your divorce. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a day. These last 2 people, theirs not coming. I see people who try to DM me my questions. The best way, guys, I told you, if you want me to answer your question, come live. Every other question may go unanswered. Just is my preference on this live video. Okay, so, yep.
Okay, finally, I literally tried to join like a million times.
Okay, is this you? Okay, did we answer your question already? I thought
no,
we spoke already.
I tried to join and then it took me off. Then I was like, add back, and then.
Okay, I thought. Okay. How are you doing?
Okay. I'm well. Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Lai.
Nice meeting you.
I have quite a couple of questions actually.
One.
Not necessarily.
You gotta pick one. Otherwise, it's a whole consultation I'll be giving you. So
I'm just going to combine my questions to one.
I need one question alone, ma'am. That's the rule. I've been here almost an hour. There's no way I can answer all your questions. That would be very unreasonable of you too. One.
Okay. So, say I have a friend that wants to invite me over for a wedding, and that would be my route of coming into the US.
Okay.
He has said to me that since I have a full-time job and I'm living in the UK, and I earn enough money, it will not be so difficult for me to get the visiting visa to come, and it's for 2 years. I can come in for 6 months, and when I'm there, I can now then try to change my visa status. I wanted to know, in terms of this VAWA, if I've just met someone within the period of 6 months that I have visited the US and I decided to get married to regularize my stay, also for love and with the family. In that situation, will I have to wait a certain period of time before I can apply for the visa or the stay, or is it something that goes by really quickly?
For VAWA, you mean? Once you've entered, how long should you wait before you file for VAWA?
Yes.
Again, there's no time limit. It just depends on whether you actually qualify. So someone can qualify for VAWA as long as the marriage is really toxic and it's really abusive within a few months. It doesn't there's no time limit. So the issue is always quality abuse, not quantity. I mean quality, not quantity. Okay.
So, so, so it's not necessarily physical abuse. It can be emotional abuse as well.
To be honest with you, I think let me help answer your question better because I think you're misguided. First, we wouldn't even be talking about vow. First of all, I think what you're asking is, if you get married to someone, how long should you wait before the person files for you through a healthy relationship? Let's start there. Let's assume it's going to be a healthy relationship. Okay. So if it's going to be a healthy relationship, I think usually I tell people wait at least 3 months. Okay. Based on a healthy relationship. Yeah, after you enter in on a tourist visa to get married. Okay. All right. And people are really fun with the cards. So in other words, don't plan for an abusive marriage. Remember, VAWA is not
I'm not happy to go into an abusive marriage or anything like that. I just want to know what the options are out there.
That's what VAWA is for, It's for people who are in an abusive relationship.
Got it. Thank you anyway.
Thank you. Bye. Yeah, someone says do a conversation. Yes, conversation will be great for you, madam. For the lady who asked the question, the last lady.
Okay, good morning. I'd like to ask a question. The question is that I had a marriage, but it was kind of toxic because I didn't know what he was doing. He told me something else, and later on it was another thing. He said he was a contractor, only for me to find out that he was doing some shady deals, which I can't even deal with because I don't want trouble and everything. So we got married. We always talk and everything. But as at time we got married, we didn't have an accommodation, and as at time I was able to get an accommodation, it wasn't available. So, what are you suggesting that I do?
I think you lost me somewhere. Now, just ask me the question directly.
The question is that I'm asking is that I know VAWA works for people that maybe their partners have not been available psychologically, they've been tortured, or they weren't there, that kind of a thing. But for a partner that is not that's not been, that you guys never stayed together, you guys never really had pictures and everything.
Well, I've done VAWA cases for. Let me. The best way I can say is that VAWA applies to a plethora of people. So this whole idea that VAWA only applies to extreme abuse, that what you just mentioned was extreme abuse people, is not true. It applies to a whole plethora of things. That's why I always explain and say that it could apply to someone who's experienced common problems, such as maybe your spouse is just a cheater, your spouse cheats on you with multiple people, maybe your spouse disappears on you, maybe your spouse asks you for sex or money in exchange for filing for you. Those are sadly in 2022 very common issues. Okay, all the way to extreme abuse, like a spouse cheating, like a spouse now giving you an STD, like a spouse being a serial cheater. These are all the more extreme ones. Like a spouse withholding sex from you, yet giving it to another. Like a spouse refusing to contribute financially to the home, and then also making you come home and be a domestic servant, cook, clean, and then on top of that, you pay all the bills. You even have to give him or her pocket money. Okay. These are more extreme ones. Also more extreme is a spouse threatening to call immigration on you, threatening to get you deported, locking you outside the house, making you sleep outside at night, cold days, isolating you from family and friends. These are the more extreme ones. Okay, so there's a wide plethora of things. Okay, so I can't really fully directly answer your question on the live video, but what I could just basically tell you is that VAWA applies to a plethora of people. give me a call and I'll see if I can help you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, madam.
Bye-bye, thanks.
Can you be my French assistant? Oh, that'd be nice. Bonjour, Monsieur Appétit. Comment ça va? Ça va bien? You know, French always sounds like singing. Ça va bien? Oui, vous pouvez m'aider. Okay, so that's the answer to Monsieur Appétit in on Facebook en français. Okay, what they doing to women? I don't know what the question there is. Guys, I've been on here so long. Last three. Wherever I get these last three, that's who I'm taking. Last three. Hello.
Hi, ma'am. Hello.
Hi. Hi, sir. How are you doing? Let me take the guy at the top right with a nice smile. How are you doing?
I'm alright. Well, I just called in to ask a question on behalf of a friend, actually.
Okay.
He just got to the US not quite long. In fact, maybe about less than a month now.
Okay.
And the lady in question, he got married to. The lady went to Nigeria to do the wedding, right? Mm-hmm. So the lady brought her here to the US, and from the information I've been gathering from him, in fact, I spoke with him not quite long. He told me that it was as if the lady brought her here to turn her to a maid or something.
Is it her or him? Are we talking about her or him?
Huh?
You're saying her or him? Is it a him or her?
Him. I mean him.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Now, from my conversation with him a couple of hours ago, he was like saying that the lady brought him here
to be a maid,
to turn him to sex slave or something. Mm-hmm. Apart from that, domestic slave and what have you.
Okay.
So I just want to ask: is something like that qualified for VAWA?
Yeah. So provided that the marriage is valid, like they actually have a real marriage, yes, absolutely. But have the person give me a call so I can screen them, so I can do a proper screening. Yeah,
sure, but it sounds like I'll do that. I just screenshot your number and give it to him.
Sure, sounds like it. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye. Sir,
Hello?
Well, okay, sorry, I think there's a lady. Let me take the lady first, sir.
Okay. So my question is, I've been to an interview 3 times.
Uh-huh.
The last time I've gone for an interview 3 times. So the last time the officer was telling me categorically that he's not going to approve the case.
Okay.
Simply because he said my partner was a bisexual, which I wasn't aware of.
Okay.
So now he's here to send the results of the interview. Actually, what happened was that he tried to force me to sign a withdrawal, which I signed.
Who is he? The interviewer?
Yes.
Okay.
He tried to force me to sign a withdrawal, which I signed because I told him I wasn't aware that my spouse was a bisexual. So at the end of the day, he said he wasn't going to use that because I wrote there that I wasn't aware.
Ma'am, so because of time, just jump straight to the question. I got the scenario. Just give me the question.
Okay, the question is, am I still qualified for VAWA? Because I don't know my husband is a bisexual.
It sounds like it. I always say that if you find out something very extreme about your spouse that most people would want to know ahead of time, then usually those are some of the things that we look for in a VAWA case. So that's all I can say. As to whether you fully qualify 100%, I need a consultation with you, okay? So schedule consultation.
Okay. So the thing is, despite the fact that the result is not out, can I contact you and are you going to go ahead?
So, man, when people do that, I don't like it, because then why did you ask me the first question? So call me, I can help you. Call me, okay?
Okay.
Don't do that.
Okay, all right. Because I tried calling you earlier, but you weren't picking.
Oh, madam, you're testing my patience.
I'm sorry.
I need you to schedule consultation. You know I can help you. That's why you're here asking me a question. Don't do that. Don't be like that. Schedule consultation, madam. I can help you. You can go to the website and do that.
Ooh. Okay, all right.
Hello?
How are you doing, madam?
Good.
Yeah, my question is, we've been denied before.
Mm-hmm.
Because they asked my wife, a question that was she the one that signed a paper when we went for the interview?
Uh-huh.
They separated us on the interview. So they asked her if she was the one that signed one paper, one document, and she said she was not the one that signed it. I was the one that signed it because she wasn't around at that period.
What paper did you sign that she should have?
When we want to put in our documents.
What paper? Like a lease? You signed a lease on our behalf,
like
or what?
Filling of a form.
Oh, and you signed. Okay, you signed her forms. I want.
Yeah, I signed her form. Yeah. So they deny us because of that. They said because she was not the one that signed it. They deny us. They send a letter to us.
Correct.
Decision.
Correct. Got it.
Decision. So after that, they did not call us for any interview again. But right now, my wife has been mixing up around since, and she's pregnant now, and she's threatening me of she wants to divorce.
Okay, two things I want to say. First of all, just so you know, your wife can refile the petition for you, and this time just make sure she signs it. Secondly, it sounds like you could also qualify for VAWA. So if you want to do VAWA, either way, give me a call and I can give you a consultation and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, God bless you.
You too, man. Guys, it's 2:15. I think we'll end it here. There's one person who's been trying to really come in. Let me make sure I bring that one person, because I like to honor people like that. I've been seeing you trying to come in, lady. So let me bring you in, lady. But when I'm trying to bring you in, lady, but I don't know, maybe I don't know if it's not your day, because I'm trying to bring you in. It just won't let you. It won't let me bring you in. This is Casino. Oh, I still couldn't bring her in. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, hello?
Yeah. So my question is, I get denied because my wife is cheating on me, but she put on a tattoo recently. I never know the tattoo. She put on a strawberry in her back, and I never know. So they denied me because of the tattoo.
Okay.
So do I qualify for VAWA?
What's the tattoo? What is it? A tattoo of a man or something, or someone else?
It's a strawberry vine across her back.
I don't get it. What's wrong with the strawberry vine?
I didn't know. She put on a tattoo and I didn't know.
Oh, they asked you, like, do you know if your spouse is a tattoo? And you
I know all of the other tattoos, but
okay. So two things. You can always reapply. The fact that they denied you.
She don't want to reapply because she's cheating. She have an ex lady.
Oh, okay. Give me a call.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, madam. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for bringing me in. I have a question. I applied for Asylum 2016, I think.
Okay.
And it has now been approved. It hasn't been approved yet, but I do get my work authorization and all of that.
Okay.
But I'm planning to apply for the traveling parole thing. Do you know how long it will take for me to, like, if I should apply, do you know how long it will take for me to get it?
Well, let me ask you this: has your asylum been approved? You said it was approved.
No, I said it has not been, but I still get my work authorization.
Usually, if your asylum is still pending, it's very difficult to get a travel permit while it's still pending. You're only going to be able to get a travel permit after it's approved, and even then, you won't. By the way, you won't be able to go back home to your home country.
Okay. Right. Thank you.
Thank you. Miss Cuckoo says, call me first. Ma'am, it doesn't work that way. There's no way for me to call you. Usually, okay, let me see. Usually, you have to request to come live with me, but let me try. Okay. Cuckoos. Next time, you have to you have to actually request to come live, madam. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. Good afternoon.
Good. How can I help you?
Yeah, I just want to say, like I got married, and immigration is saying that the money that I have, like my spouse have, is not enough because he has like 2 kids, 2
you
dependents.
You need a joint sponsor.
And I have like 1 baby, so making 3, then him and me 5. So and he made like $32,000. They said that it's not qualified, like that I need to get like a sponsor or something.
Yeah, ma'am, I got the question also. You just need a joint sponsor, and they could be anyone who's a U.S. citizen or green card holder who's making enough money to sponsor you and your spouse and anyone else in their house. So that was the answer I gave a long time ago. Maybe you want on my live video. But all you need is a joint sponsor, and if you need more clarification, we can schedule a conversation. I'll help you with that. So, but it could be a joint sponsor can be anyone who's a U.S. citizen or green card holder. And who's making enough money to
is there any difference between a U.S. citizen sponsoring you and a permanent resident sponsoring? What's the difference? Is there going to be delay from a permanent resident to
so, ma'am, I only answer one question, but I basically just told you that it could be anyone who's a U.S. citizen or green card holder. In other words, for this purpose, there's no difference.
Okay. So, thank you.
Bye-bye. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, how are you doing?
Good, and you. Thank you for bringing me in.
Anytime.
I have a quick question. You like a spouse, my spouse, like a U.S. citizen, discover he has HIV, and I discovered by April. I already went for a violation.
A test.
Psychology violation, yeah. So I have it, but I've not gone to run my own test to confirm, and I've not filed for the VAWA because we're separated now. So my question is it late because I discovered April and I went to see the psychological doctor, for the evaluation. Is it possible that I already got my case evaluated, like I saw the doctor, and I've not been able to go and do the HIV test to test for my own self. So my quick question is it already late to do that before start filing for the VAWA?
Can you summarize your question? I think I got lost somewhere.
Okay, but you got to begin that he was HIV positive, right?
I got that part. So, but you threw so many things in
so
there.
My question is, I've not gone to do my own test, like to test if it's HIV. Like I'm supposed to do my own test, but for now we're separated. For some months now we're separated. So immediately I noticed it because I noticed it and I know he gave me the result. So I separated and I've not been able to go and do tests for my own self. So my question is it late if I want to file for a VAWA? Is it already late for me to do
to file for VAWA or to get tested for HIV?
To get tested for the HIV, but I've not started filing for VAWA. I've not put in anything. We've not divorced. We're just separated. So
yes,
I'm trying to.
Ma'am, I'm so clear on that. Your question that's not clear. I just wish you would repeat the question alone. Just give me the question. Got it. Just
the question. Okay. The question is, can I still go and do the test to get myself tested now? Is it late or is not late?
To be honest, I'm not sure. That's a medical question. I would just go get checked. I don't think it's late. I don't think it's late because if you got it, that's something that's usually progressing anyway in your body. So I don't think so. I think go and get tested. Just first of all, just go do that. Secondly, even if you didn't get the HIV from him, right? Just the fact that he possibly exposed you to it, right? Because you were married and were having sex together. That's a good claim for VAWA anyway. So, because for VAWA, we look for a situation where your spouse has either given you STD or even exposed you to an STD. So, whether they gave it to you or not is even irrelevant. Yeah. Of course, if they gave it to you, even better. But for VAWA purposes, right? But worse for you, you know. So, I hope you didn't get it. God willing.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. I will schedule a consultation with you.
Anytime.
Bye-bye. Okay. Bye.
Yeah. Okay. Guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up there. I think that's a great place to end. Otherwise, I'll be taking all those questions. I think now you know what I can and can't do. If you're someone who's like that lady that I just spoke with, you have someone who could have possibly exposed you to an STD. We're talking about HIV. We're talking about herpes, gonorrhea, name it, HPV. I think name it. You just need to give me a call. Let's talk about it, and I'm almost pretty sure that I can help you. Okay, so if your spouse has exposed you to an STD, let alone given you an STD, you are who I definitely want to help. You're the kind of case I got into VAWA for. Okay, to be honest with you, when I got into VAWA cases, this is the kind of people I really wanted to help. Okay, and in fact, if you have been exposed to an STD or been given an STD, that's usually almost an automatic approval for VAWA. Like those are the kinds of cases. It's clear cut. It's very clear cut that this is an abusive relationship. It's a very clear cut approval for VAWA. Okay, so if you know someone that's experienced that, of course, also people who have been physically abused, beaten, choked, almost killed by their spouse, and then of course also people who have now mental issues or psychological issues because of their spouses. If that sounds like you or someone you know, those are the kinds of cases that I really got into VAWA for. Those are people I really wanted to help. Of course, I want to help everyone else too, but for the people who have developed an emotional issue or an emotional or psychological disease, you're having to see a therapist now. You know, you used to be a social bird. Now you hate people. Now you're antisocial. Like literally being in a bad relationship has changed you forever. Like physically, emotionally, or psychologically, or sexually. Now you have an STD or been exposed to an STD. Then you're the person I want to help. Lul Africa, I'm not sure if you heard me right, but I want to repeat again. You don't have to actually have gotten the STD. All right. If you are exposed to an STD, if you have proof that your spouse had an STD or even exposed you to an STD, all right, even with that proof, sometimes still good. Okay. So if you are exposed to an STD, even you don't have to have actually gotten an STD. It's serious. That's very considered very serious. It's considered a very, very outright clear case for VAWA. Clear case, clear cut win for VAWA. Okay, if you're exposed to one or you actually got an STD. Okay. Of course, the people who have gotten an STD, those ones, of course, those ones we get an approval like on the spot. Okay. The ones who actually got it, that is, you know. Guys, there's 3 people who want to come live. Sure, let me do one more. I'm gonna just do any, meeny, miny, mo. So this last question. Guys, remember, I do healthy cases too. So adjustment of status to marriage. If you're in a healthy relationship, I love those cases that can help you. If you're interested in filing for asylum, you fled from your home country, I can help you too.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How can I help you?
Yeah, my question is on the asylum case. I wanted to ask that I've been here for like 4 years now. So I wanted to ask if I can apply for an asylum or something.
Yes, you just need a lawyer. You just need a lawyer, okay. and provided you actually experience some bad things in your own country, absolutely. The last case I told y'all I won was last year. We won it in 6 months, and it was for someone who had been here for about 7 years. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
But you just need to have a good asylum case, and you need a lawyer.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. That's it.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Hello? Person on the left, hello? Remove. Oh, what's he doing? Is he doing something crazy? I can't see what he's doing. Hello? Let me move this person. Guys, was the person doing something crazy? Marsha, can you send me a message? It's like I wasn't paying attention. I didn't see. Did he do something wrong, crazy? Everybody's saying remove him. Thank you, guys. We're gonna end it here. 3 more people want to come. No. You're gonna come tomorrow, okay? Come in tomorrow. Come live tomorrow. All right, or the next day I come in. Okay. Bye, guys. Take care. Enjoy. Share. Please share this page right now. Share before I go. Share with a friend. Share on DM. Share. Because I gave a lot of great information. Answered a lot of questions today. Oh my God. I'm so glad I wasn't looking up. I wasn't paying attention to. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry you had to see that. Bye, guys.